Good afternoon from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. My name's Ryan, and in this video, we're gonna check out all of the different things that you can do in and around downtown Gatlinburg this fall. I'll be bringing you on a tour from one end of downtown to the other as we check out attractions like a number of different chairlifts that will get you up to some amazing views of downtown Gatlinburg and the surrounding Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I'll also highlight some great drives and hikes that you can do right here in the downtown Gatlinburg area. I'll also show you where there's some haunted houses you can do and many other family-friendly events. So if you are coming to Gatlinburg, Tennessee this fall, we hope this video helps you out. Even if you're not coming, we hope you enjoy going for a walk and checking out all the fall decorations. All right, without further ado, let the adventure begin. And the first thing that you can do is right across the street from the Gatlinburg welcome sign, which is Herbert Holt Park. You can come over here and do some fishing. They have this kids fishing area that you can come down to. So you can bring one of the kids over here, and through November 30th, you can catch and keep 2 trout. And you could bring a fishing pole. You could even use like a hot dog bun, or you can get night crawlers at a place like Walmart, or some of the gas stations will sell different worms that you could put on a hook, cast out here, and catch a trout. You can still fish after November 30th, but just keep in mind you can't use bait, and it's catch and release only. But even if you're not going to fish, there's a number of picnic tables up here that you can just come enjoy the fall weather as you can watch other people fish. They do have some grills over here that you can use, and they also have a great playground that you can come over here and let the little ones burn off some energy at. I also want to point out they have this ramp that you can get someone on a wheelchair over here to fish. Just keep in mind there's no fishing on Thursdays, and whether you're fishing or coming to have a picnic, just be mindful there are a number of bears in the area. Here's one that I just saw across the river just a little bit ago. Just keep in mind if you're at this park or anywhere in downtown, remember, never feed the bears, keep your distance. This is actually one of many bears that I've seen as I've been here in downtown Gatlinburg, whether at this park or over at Anakeesta. There are a number of bears in the area. They're very active in the morning and in the evening as they're out looking for food. So in all my years of living here, I've never had a bad interaction with bears. So this is a designated fishing spot for kids 12 and under. However, if you do want to do some fishing, there are a number of other bridges. I'll try to point out later in this video that you can fish in downtown Gatlinburg or get along the river. You just got to make sure you have the right license for the day. The last time I did it, it came out to like $13, give or take. It might have changed. You can do that on your phone and you're set for the day. Just remember, no fishing on Thursdays. But again, any other day up to November 30th, you're able to catch and keep in Gatlinburg up to 5 if you have the proper license. And you can bring them back to your cabin and cook up some fresh trout dinner for the night. So a little fun thing you can do here in Gatlinburg. So from the Gatlinburg sign in Herbert Holt Park, we're gonna go for a walk all the way through downtown, but seeing that bear made my day. I loved watching him cool off, as I can really relate right now. It's a pretty warm day. Hopefully, as the fall goes on, we start getting some nicer weather, getting into October. And with that nice weather, you could do our next activity right up here on the left, which would be Ripley's Davy Crockett mini golf. You can see all the little pumpkins along the path to get to the front entrance of the mini golf. And you can see lots of fall decorations as you go into the front entrance here with lots of different animals. So here's a look at the course. They have 36 holes. They're typically open from 10 to 10 and stay open at 11 on Friday and Saturday. I can hear banjo music and I see all sorts of different animal characters out along the course. And I want to point out there is a trolley stop. So if you want to use Gatlinburg's free trolley system, we'll be seeing a few stops. It will drop you off right here at this course if you are staying somewhere in downtown Gatlinburg. And I want to point out Ripley's has a number of different attractions, so you can get a ticket that allows you to do a number of Ripley's activities we'll be checking out along our walk here. The next thing you can do is go for a ride on the Moonshine mountain coaster, which does have free parking that you can use down here. You can see the track up above, and they have this spot you can stop and get a fall photo. They've got lots of fall decorations as you wait in line. So to ride this on your own, you have to be 56 inches or you can be 38 inches and be a passenger. It's about a 5-minute ride. The more rides that you do, the more that you can save. So you can come ride this mountain coaster in the daytime or at night if you're looking to do a coaster while you're here in Gatlinburg. So from Moonshine Mountain Coaster, I want to point out there is a trolley stop right across the street. As I mentioned before, those are scattered throughout downtown Gatlinburg. If you want to just go from your hotel and hop on the free trolley, you can go to a number of these places that I'm highlighting. I'm not going to be highlighting too many restaurants in this video. We have a whole nother playlist. As you can see, the Gatlinburg free trolley going by. As I was saying, I'll have a playlist down in the pinned comment of a bunch of different restaurants. If you're trying to figure out where should we eat while we're here in Gatlinburg, that should give you some ideas of some of our favorites. Next thing you could do this fall is play Hillbilly Golf, which is the world's most unusual mini golf course. The pricing to play is very reasonable for grown-ups, youngins, itty-bitty youngins, and they even have a price for older and wiser folk. What makes it one of the most unusual is you actually take this lift up the mountain and then play the golf course back down. We've played this a number of times. It's one of our favorite mini golf. In fact, it's so good it seems to keep winning the best golf course in Pigeon Forge. It's located in Gatlinburg. I don't know how it does it, but year after year, it keeps winning like the best of Pigeon Forge. It's great. It's a good thing I switched the camera around and looked where I was walking. Oh, that could have been disastrous. All right, let's keep walking. There's some more really neat stuff to check out up ahead. So far, we've been on a pattern. Mini golf, mountain coaster. We just did a mini golf, and we've arrived to yet another mountain coaster. Ripley's mountain coaster is another one that you can do. Here's a quick look at the pricing without any form of discount. Like the last one, you have to be 38 inches to ride with someone or 54 and 10 years old to ride on your own. This is a mountain coaster you can ride with someone. The total duration comes in at about 3 minutes, so a little shorter ride than the last one. You can see lots of vehicles working their way into downtown as we are doing the same thing right now. I would expect crowds to pick up once kids start having fall breaks and as people come to try to enjoy all of the fall leaf colors at peak, which could be sometime mid-October to mid-November. It just depends on the weather. Next thing you do is make your own handmade knife here at the Smoky Mountain Blades. Let's go inside and chat with Tom about what you can make here. Tom, tell us about the process.
All right, let me tell you what we do here. I've been blacksmithing for a living for 49 years now. And what we do here is we offer customers the chance to forge their own knife. We have things, kids as little as 5 can make them out of a small horseshoe. We do a full-size horseshoe, an 80 grade rebar knife. There's a little more carbon in the 80 grade. It'll harden up and hold an edge well. Then we do a high carbon railroad spike. The process takes anywhere from about 10 minutes on the small knife to about a half hour on the railroad spike. Typically, a family of 4 will be done in about an hour.
So they recommend getting an appointment in advance, but you can always walk over here and see if they have any slots available to come out here and make your own knife while you're here in Gatlinburg. As we come around the corner, we've made it to Speedwerkz. If you are a car enthusiast, you can come to their museum here. Tell us a little bit about this experience.
So we have 14 cars worth $16 million on site, anything from a full carbon Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, Ferrari Enzo, all the way down to a 1998 TRD wide body Supra. We also have a couple add-ons like full motion racing sims shipped in from Italy. Same setup Ferrari uses for their F1 team to train and practice on. We also have a sit-in opportunity where you sit inside of a carbon package Lamborghini built by Underground Racing. We usually recommend 30 minutes, but it is all self-guided, so you can kind of stay as long as you like, anywhere from hour to, I've had people stay 8 hours. It's just kind of up to you.
So as you come up here, they have a number of different vehicles that you can take photos with and get a closer look at. So if you love fancy high-end cars, this is a really neat place that you can come up and check out. I would give yourself at least about 30 minutes to be able to read all about the different cars that they have and get a closer look at everything they have to offer up here. I just jumped down here to the lower level, which has a bunch more cars. So from Speedwerkz, if we continue to go down this road, we run into the Gatlinburg Arts and Crafts community. We highly recommend going down there. They have all sorts of different vendors and areas that you can explore, a number of different art studios that you can purchase art from, and some places that you can create your own art, some little restaurants, coffee shops, and a number of different things you can enjoy over in the arts and crafts community that we, again, highly recommend going to check out this fall. And again, I'm not going to focus too much on Gatlinburg restaurants in this particular video, but you have Blake Shelton's Old Reds that you can go to just to grab a beverage and enjoy some live music. You can do that here and up ahead at Jason Aldean's restaurant. They have a very large rooftop patio that you can enjoy live music. As we move further into Gatlinburg, we're starting to see some fall decorations, passing a number of shops and other restaurants that you can enjoy. So just walking through downtown is a great option, and do some shopping along the street here. And as you walk along, pedestrians do have the right of way, but always be careful, especially if you have little ones with you, because some people might not pay attention. But we've arrived to the next thing you can do, which is the Ripley's Super Fun Zone. This particular course is 80s themed. So as you go upstairs, you'll notice lots of different movie posters from the 80s, along with lots of 80s items and music playing as you go through this mini golf course that looks down onto downtown Gatlinburg. They've got this wheel over here and basically do whatever it lands on as a trick shot if you want to. They've got lots of 80s trivia, like before Game Boy, Nintendo had another handheld game called What? And the answer is at the end of the hole. And I'll put the answer at the end of this video. In addition to their mini golf course, they also have this gift shop that you can just come in and shop with, again, lots of different nostalgic 80s t-shirts and merchandise in here. And they also have a laser tag that you can come back here and play in addition to their mini golf. As we pass by all these fall decorations on the sidewalk, we have arrived to Anakeesta, which is a chairlift. They have a gondola or a chair that you can ride all the way to the top, which the chairlift can get pretty high at some point. So if you are a little nervous about heights, they do have a Rambler vehicle that you can take all the way to the top. Once up top, you can enjoy their Bavarian Fall Festival that runs throughout the month of September and October. They have a number of Bavarian inspired food. They have lots of different entertainment that you can enjoy. I would describe their fall festival as family friendly. It's not too scary, so the whole family can enjoy. They have 2 mountain coasters up at the top. They have their single rail mountain coaster and their Hellbender. You can also add on zip lining if you want to, and just enjoy the amazing fall views up at the top of Anakeesta. If you've never been to Anakeesta, we highly recommend everybody doing it at least once. The line is not too bad here on a weekday in September. However, I have seen the line get very long, so I would recommend getting tickets in advance. Across the street, you have Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies. This is a great aquarium for the whole family. They're open 365 days a year. They've got a penguin area, they've got an amazing shark tunnel, and they've added this new dragons area that's part of your admission to go to the aquarium. So if you're looking for a great activity for the whole family, you can't go wrong with Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies. So we are focusing here on downtown Gatlinburg in this video. I did want to point out Wildsize is Anakeesta's sister park. It's an adventure park, and they have the longest zip line in America. We recently did this and it was amazing. It will be even better when we start to get some of these fall colors. It is a very long zip line. So if you are wanting to venture out of downtown Gatlinburg, you could head over to Wildsize or over to Dollywood. There are plenty of other things to do in Pigeon Forge and other areas nearby. I did want to point out right next to Anakeesta, you can go down this road to get to Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail. It's a great activity to do in the fall. You're able to see some bears and different wildlife as you go for a nice relaxing drive, see all the fall colors. You can get to a little waterfall. So we highly recommend heading out to Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail if you're going to be here in Gatlinburg. It's not too far of a drive from here. As we're crossing the street, we talked about just shopping on the different shops in downtown. The other thing you could do is go over here to the right to the Mountain Mall. There's a number of indoor shops. If you are trying to get out of the heat, or if it is a chilly day, they have a number of different shops that you can go inside and enjoy. A couple of different restaurants and things to get to eat as well. You can see there are a number of different shops that you can walk along as you walk the streets of downtown Gatlinburg. I did want to point out across the street, you have Ripley's Mirror Maze. It's not a large mirror maze. It is something that you can add on to that Ripley's multi-attraction ticket, but that is an option for you. And right next to that is Breakout, which is an escape room that you can go and do, again, if you're trying to do something indoors and get out of the heat or the cold, or if it is a rainy day. We come up to one of my favorite places to shop here in downtown. It is the Village with 27 unique shops. I really love this area. I feel like it transports me back into time, into some European village. You see all of the fall decorations are out and the different Gatlinburg pumpkin people. I love the candy store over here. They're often making candy. You can watch them do that. Lots of fall decorations are out back here in the Village. You can come sit right here and take a photo. Got the donut fryer. We love their donuts. You can just come out here, grab a donut, grab a coffee, sit by the fountain and relax. But this is a great place to do some shopping. As we come back here, you've got a little Bible store and lots of different unique shops. Again, 27 in all. They got a sock shop and a spice and tea shop over here. They've got some restrooms tucked here in the back if you are doing some shopping in downtown, or do come back here. And as we come around the corner from Donut Fryer, we've got a sports store, toy store. There's another escape room back here in this corner of the Village. You got Bodeca's, which is kind of like an Irish pub, an olive store, silver store, Life is Good store. Just lots of different stores with some beautiful fall decorations. So we highly recommend coming back here and enjoying the Village if you are coming to Gatlinburg this fall. So you can try out different like hot sauces in town, but not a good idea.
Eat the serrano pepper. Apparently that's a pepper, and it will burn your whole insides, mouth and everything.
All right, so you can try out some stuff at Pepper Palace, but not recommended to go too hot. It will burn your tongue. Again, you can try some hot sauces at the Pepper Palace. I would recommend trying maybe some sweet samples if you're nervous about getting your tongue burned, which you can do that at a number of different candy shops here in downtown Gatlinburg. Next, we come to Treasure Quest Golf, another indoor mini golf. And if you want to ride Earthquake the Ride, it's about 5 minutes long. It's very nostalgic. It's an older ride, but if you kind of want to be transported back in time to see what the old attractions used to be like, this is still up and running, and it's something you can do. I'm not saying it's the best thing to do or that it's like Disney level attraction, but it's an option for you. You can see the winery across the street, so you can try some different wines. There's lots of places to sample different things as you walk around downtown. And as we cross the street over here at Regan Terrace Mall, lots of different shops and things that you can get to eat, or some treats like the Goo Goo Cluster store here on the corner where you can make your own Goo Goo Cluster. But I want to stop by Gatlin's real quick, and you can get one of Gatlin's passports to do a number of their different activities, which would include their Rugged Ropes adventure course, or you can go inside once you purchase what activities you want to do. They've got some bumper cars back here, as well as some mini golf and some laser tag and different activities you can do if you're looking, again, to get out of the heat or the cold or the rain if you're here in Gatlinburg this fall. Let's get back down onto the street. Again, even as you just walk around, there are all sorts of fall decorations out and about throughout town. As we go across the street, we come to our next stop, which is Arcade City, which is very similar to the one that is at the island in Pigeon Forge. So they have lots of different arcade games that you can come back here and play to win some prizes, which are back here in the corner. So lots of prizes to choose from here at the Arcade City in Gatlinburg. Again, they have one at the island in Pigeon Forge. And I just want to point out, whether you're coming to the arcade or not, there is a restroom that you can use if you are walking the streets of Gatlinburg. All you got to do is just head up to these stairs, and there are some restrooms for you. And I wanted to point out, right next door to the arcade, you have Sugar Baby. The one thing I want to point out is they do have some cotton candy characters that they can make for you here. So if you have a little one with you and you're looking for something fun and different to do for a fun sweet treat, you can come over here to Sugar Baby and they'll make one of many different cotton candy characters for them. In addition to all the traditional t-shirt shops that sell common merchandise, they have some kind of older shops, antique shops like this Glass Blowers of Gatlinburg. If you want to try to find some unique little fine items. We talked about earlier Blake Shelton's Old Reds and Jason Aldean's restaurant are great places to catch live music. Puckers would be another place that they'll often have live music and sports games. So if you're trying to catch college football on a Saturday or NFL on a Sunday, that's a good place, along with Blue Moose, which we passed back at the beginning. Right now we just have these pumpkin people performing music, but during the fall, we will get actual live performers out on to the streets of Gatlinburg as we go by the Gatlinburg Inn, which is where the song Rocky Top first originated. Here at this hotel is where it was written and started. The next thing you do is take a ride on the chairlift at the Skypark here in Gatlinburg. It will bring you all the way up to the top. You get some incredible views of downtown Gatlinburg and surrounding Great Smoky Mountains National Park. They have a burger restaurant that you can enjoy up there. But one of my favorite things about the Skypark is the Sky Bridge you can walk across that has a little glass section in the middle. It's so much fun to see everyone's reaction as they walk over this particular glass section. You don't have to walk across the bridge if you don't want to. There's still lots of the Skypark that you can enjoy without needing to cross that bridge if you're a little intimidated by heights. I will also say the only way to get to the top is by the chairlift, but I'm not a big fan of some of these chairlifts, but I can do this one. It stays pretty close to the ground as you go all the way up to the top. So it's not a very long ride, maybe about 7 minutes. You're up there before you know it. And I also want to point out, they have trails that you can take all the way back down. So if you do take the chairlift and you're like, I don't like that, you can, if you have some hiking shoes, do the trail all the way to the bottom. I have done that and plan to do that hopefully soon with my wife Bree, who hasn't been up here in 17 years. So maybe I'll get her to come up and we'll just do a trail back down together. But before we go any further down the main street here in Gatlinburg, I want to go down this side street alongside the Skypark to show you something that's just down at the bottom of this hill to the right. So as we walk under the Skypark chairlift, we're gonna go down River Road here, and we're looking for something just up on the left. And we've made it to Gatlinburg's Mysterious Mansion. If you are looking for a haunted house this fall, this would be one that you could walk over to, which it says that it was built many days ago, 1980. The Mysterious Mansion's history, though short, encompasses many of the ghostly aspects to the classic turn-of-the-century haunted house. So if you want to come into this haunted house in Gatlinburg, you can do so at your own risk. It should be about a 10 to 15 minute experience if you want to come into this haunted house this fall, which has me thinking one of the easiest jobs in the world is a maintenance person for a haunted house. Like if there's cobwebs that are accumulating, you just leave it because it's just part of the aesthetic. Anyways, let's head up onto the main parkway and see what else we can find in Gatlinburg. Which, before we get up onto the main road in downtown, I did want to point out over here on River Road, there are a number of great fishing spots. If you're not 12 and under and you want to do some fishing, you get that proper license. They do stock the rivers over here. You can fish again every day except Thursday if you have that proper license that you can purchase on your phone. If you go to the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency website or download their app. And I've caught a number of really good trout right over here. Let's walk up past the Skypark. And right next to that, you have Sugarland's Distilling Company, which is one of a number of places you can do some moonshine or wine tasting. You have this, and right down the street, we have Old Smoky Distillery. So both of those give you the ability for those who are 21 and up to be able to come in, hop in line, and try a number of different moonshines or wines. We have the Escape Game across the street, which is another escape room location, as we've highlighted before. I love the building here for Ripley's Believe It or Not. So this is a museum that you can go into. They have a number of Believe It or Not museums around the country. So you can get a ticket and go inside and see quite a number of very interesting, odd things in this Ripley's Museum here in Gatlinburg. I did want to point out this would be part of a Ripley's multi-ticket pass. So if you go to the Aquarium or one of those Ripley's mini golf or mountain coasters we've already checked on, you can add a number of different activities, and this would be one of those activities that you can do. We got a place to get some fudge samples, and they have a Ripley's arcade as part of their museum. As we continue to walk downtown, this is a great place to stop and get a photo on this mural right here. There's another great location up ahead that I'll show you if you are walking around downtown. And if we go around the corner from the mural, you'd find the Crazy Mason Milkshake Bar. They'll have lots of different fall treats, some other shops. And we come to Arcadia, the Gatlinburg Space Needle. They have a huge arcade and bowling alley down below, and you can take a ride all the way to the very top. It's 470 feet. Once up at the top, you get 360-degree views of downtown Gatlinburg and the Great Smoky Mountains. And I did just want to point out, if you do buy a ticket, that ticket is good for 24 hours. So you could come in the daytime as it is right now, and then go back up later at night. So you can get both a day view and a night view. So I know we just talked about an arcade at the bottom of the Space Needle, and the one we checked out back at Arcade City. I did want to highlight this one over here, as this one is a retro arcade here in downtown Gatlinburg with a number of different pinball machines, and we got some claw machines. And as we work our way to the back, we'll find some standard different games like most arcades have. But what's great about this one, they have some classics back here like Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers, Frogger, which is what I've been playing as I cross the road, Centipede, and Dig Dug. Oh man, do I remember playing lots of Dig Dug as a kid. So come back here and play some games at their retro arcade. There's a couple things we're gonna check out across the street, but before we do, I wanted to go back here to the Old Smoky Moonshine Holler. There is a stage that you can come back here and enjoy some live music. So there's no cost to come back here. We're right by Old Smoky Moonshine, where you can also do some different moonshine or wine sampling. But this is probably my favorite place to just come back here, relax, and listen to live music. There's no one performing at the moment, but they'll have lots of different local artists that they'll bring up on the stage, and you can just sit back here in a rocker, enjoy the nice fall weather and some live music back here at the Old Smoky Moonshine Holler. And across the street under the dinosaur, we have Ripley's Motion Blaster. This is a theater where you sit in a seat like this and you get a little shooter like this. And each show is about 10 minutes long. So they have a couple different ones that you can choose from. Come in here and play an interactive little ride. And right next to that, you have Ripley's Haunted Adventure. We checked out the Gatlinburg Mysterious Mansion. This is another haunted house that you can do as well this fall if you're looking to be scared. So it's about a 15 to 20 minute haunted house if you want to go through that. That is part of, again, the Ripley's ticket where you can add a number of attractions all together. And next to that is the Hollywood Star Cars Museum that you can come and tour. We checked out the Speedwerkz Car Museum up at the front when we first started this video. So this has a number of different vehicles that were used in movies or replicas of cars that were in different movies through the years. So you can come and tour this museum while you're here in Gatlinburg. And right next to the car museum, I also want to point out, this is a great place to come and get a photo in front of this Gatlinburg, Tennessee sign. There's always different stuff going on at the convention. They'll do an arts and crafts fair in the fall time. We've seen some different mini golf and mirror mazes. Here is another one. You have the amazing mirror maze and the circus golf. So you can come over and do their mirror maze or their golf or do both together as a combo while you're here in downtown. And we've seen some different pumpkin people along the way, and different businesses will sometimes just set up different places that you can stop and grab a photo as you're walking along here in downtown. As we continue to walk down the street, another thing you can do is get an old-time portrait made. We've done this before. The first time we came to Gatlinburg, we had one made, and we've always kind of cherished that photo. We've done it with our kids, have those up in our house. So if you've never done an old-time portrait, there's a number of places you can do that here in downtown. It makes for a very fun experience of actually taking the photo, and then you get to take home something that your family can enjoy for a long, long time. The next thing you can do is go up to Ober Mountain. They add a number of different fall activities and decorations up at the top and fall foods. You can do what I'm doing right now, come inside and get a ticket to ride their tram up to the top, or you can just drive up to the top of Ober Mountain and enjoy all of their different fall activities. They also have a mountain coaster you can enjoy up at the top. They've got a little zoo so you can see a number of their animals and a number of things to do with the kids. My kids' favorite things to do at Ober is their ice skating up at the top. It's one of the only ice skating rinks in the area. One thing that's great about Ober is you can get an unlimited wristband and do a number of activities like their alpine slide here, which we really like, or you can just hop on their tram and get some amazing views of the mountains, especially as they start to change colors into the fall. It's a beautiful ride as you go all the way up to Ober Mountain. You can drive up to the top if you want to, and then just pay $10 to park. The other thing we'd recommend if you do end up at the top of Ober Mountain is ride their Cloud Catcher Zipline. It's incredible. There's 3 different sections that you take. You get some amazing views, and it is really high up there. We have a video showing what that zipline experience is like up at Ober. We'll put a link to down in the pinned comment. But listen, if I can do it, you can do it. It's not that bad. Okay, it is a little, I mean, it's pretty intense. We've got something that smells really good over at the Cherokee Grill. You can do some shopping back at Calhoun's Plaza, a little shopping area. As we're coming to the end of downtown, one of the last pumpkin people we may see along the sidewalk here as we're coming up to Crockett's breakfast camp. As we're coming to the end of downtown Gatlinburg, almost up here to where you enter the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You can see the other Gatlinburg welcome sign over to the right. I want to point out, this is the Gatlinburg Trail right over here. This is the only one that pets are allowed. So if you have a dog with you, you can bring them over to this trail right over here and enjoy a nice walk through the national park with your dog. There are actually a ton of other great trails you can do in the national park. If I tried to list them all out, this video would go on for quite some time. There are two more I wanted to highlight. If we drive a little bit further, you would find the Sugarlands Visitor Center, and that is also a very easy hike right behind the Visitor Center. It's to Cataract Falls. We've been on this trail many times. This is a stroller-friendly trail to a waterfall. The waterfall itself might not be big, grand, and majestic, especially if it hasn't rained much lately. But again, it's not a long hike. It's easy to get to from here. It's very family friendly. And the other thing I would recommend, if you do have little ones, they can become junior park rangers for the day. They get sworn in. We've done this with our kids. Highly recommend it. If you're coming this fall to Gatlinburg, have your kids become junior rangers and do a short hike to Cataract Falls. Another place I'd recommend driving to from here would be Kuwohi Dome, previously known as Clingmans Dome. It is a half-mile hike to the dome. It is a very steep half-mile, so it's not long in distance, but it will give you a good workout. There's a number of places to stop along that half mile if you needed to get a break. But once you make it to the top, the views are absolutely incredible. The whole family can get up there. You can take some amazing photos. And if you are here when the leaves are changing, it is quite beautiful. And again, there are lots of places I could recommend in the national park that you could go to from here. But another one I would recommend is go for a drive through Cades Cove. It's not too far to get here from there. It's an 11-mile loop that you can get in your car. We often see bears and deer and turkey and all sorts of wildlife. You can have your kids with you and go for a nice relaxing drive. There are a number of old cabins that you can stop in and see what it was like to live here back in the day. So there's some great history and education as you go through Cades Cove. So again, there are so many places we could recommend, but those are just a few. We definitely recommend go to the national park. That's our #1 recommendation. If you are here in Gatlinburg, go enjoy the most visited national park here in the United States. It's a great way to put the devices down, connect as a family, get outside and enjoy God's creation while you're here in Gatlinburg. But that's gonna wrap up our look at all the different things you can do in Gatlinburg. There are more things. I didn't necessarily cover everything, but just wanted to walk from one end of downtown to the other and highlight a few things along the way. If there's something I missed, let me know down in the comments, or let me know out of everything we covered, what is your favorite thing to do here in Gatlinburg? If you found this video helpful or enjoyable, do us a big favor. Simply like the video before you leave. Feel free to share your thoughts down in the comments. I'll put a pinned comment with some other videos that you can check out if you want to see more details about some of the places we've covered. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you on the next adventure. Answer to that golf trivia was Mr. Game & Watch. This original handheld console was black and white.